Okay. So let's start just from simple introduction. My name is GIEDRIUS. I'm partially Latvian, partially Lithuanian. I can speak in Russian and a bit Latvian, but today we will do presentations in English, as larger tutorials may be looking to us. So today I would like to have a bit interaction in, let's say, in this session, if you may, to help me. Idea is that it's no single way of doing your secure. If you will secure quite okay your IT equipment and your network, you can be unsecure if you forgot close your car or turn alarm on at home or something like that. So idea that for every single thing that you do in your life, at first you should understand what you are doing. So my intention today is to discuss with you how did you see what actually happens around you and what is the major threats. I was listening to all the presentations from the morning, guys who was doing that. So everybody was talking about same stuff. Let's say about protection from most of the kinds of malware and so on. So I'm not a different one. Okay, where is the right button? Good. So let's say what I would like to give you, I will give you a bit understanding and visibility of what is happening across Baltic states. I'm not Finnish one, not from USA, so actually what I do, I see what's happening in Riga, what's happening in Vilnius and Estonia and so on. So most important thing what's happening that guys are started spend quite a lot of money to the security things. It's really important. Actually, I can say that budgets for the IT security actually is growing every year and almost every single customer. If like 7-8 years ago, major trend was to buy some storage box, now everybody starts to think what to do. One of the funniest things what's happening and how customers are approaching that, somehow guys start understand that we should train our users. I will give you an example about one single small company in Latvia. Doesn't need some name, but it's all small family-owned business with like 200, let's see, desktops in the organization. So first version of CryptoLocker they got something like 2 years ago. After that, they sent an email. Guys never open nothing who looks like that. Of course, after a couple of months, marketing lady got second email. She opened it and they ended up with all the documents encrypted in this lady computer. It was quite painful. Of course, nobody paid 2 bitcoins and they lost a bunch of documents, but it was kind of personal stuff. Unfortunately, after even a couple more months, general finance director got some email with some strange bill for many thousand millions. He opened it, and for some reason, actually, after kind of learning lessons, in 1 hour she called the IT guys and said, "Guys, it seems they opened something." And actually what they did, they just got a chance to back up, let's see, all the data. And actually this has ended up that they got all the server encrypted, block level, just because it was shared across all the organization with admin share, full rights. So funny, of course, it's a good thing that finally they had a backup. It was a good point of that. Second good point, and actually the lady from finance somehow understood that something went wrong. I opened something. And okay, she told the IT guys. If not, actually I believe this company wouldn't exist anymore today. Simply because if you have everything encrypted, no paper data and so on, so you are in really, really huge trouble. Actually, it works really interesting nowadays. I have really good examples because I'm into security business. So for some reason hackers quite often call my wife. They do some social engineering. Usually they're trying to get some bank data or something like that. So training her more or less every week about the new stuff. But I can say that in the last 12 months, she was contacted by the phone, by the email, by different social engineering terms, like 3 times, and in 2 of them, she actually was really, really close to believe that actually it's a real guys from tax authorities or something like that. She is finance director of one of biggest enterprises in Lithuania. Maybe this is why she is attacked quite heavily. But anyway, it happens every day. And even the guys who is kind of trained to understand that someone they will try to hack you, they always do. latest thing what they got from one customer, actually, it was story that they got some data leakage because actually some guys, let's see, it was advocate company. These guys actually discovered that some data was leaked. They was trying to understand how it's made happen. It seems to do have firewalls, everything. And it was really simple, no any hackers from Russia or something like that. What they discovered later on that actually accidentally hackers was hacked their old Android phone. After that, you just trace it away how she is going to work and back. I mean, secretary of the general director. And actually just saved few minutes because before she was arriving, they dropped USB stick with, let's see, some name on the USB stick x66 photos. Of course, everybody will put this stick in your laptop and will look what is there. Of course, it was some pictures, but most important thing that actually this computer was actually affected by the malware. This malware affected, let's see, some SharePoint server in the network. And when they got access to the SharePoint server, changed the rules, let's see, and so on. And actually, all the data was presented to the public web, more or less, with two rights to read for everyone. So that was quite good example how it actually works. You don't need to think that your perimeter or firewall or whatever application firewall is only thing what you should do. First and most important thing, of course, you should protect all the points how guys can get in. One more quite popular thing what is happening, actually hackers usually attacking in the many vectors, how it was presented in the morning presentations, that usually they're never choosing one way how to dig in. They're usually choosing all the patterns what they can find if you are a target and specific target. Guys like CryptoLocker, they're just spreading away, don't trying to choose. But if you are a victim of somebody who is looking exactly into you, they will use everything. They will scan, let's see, not just your network. They will check your mobile phones. They will check which internet service provider you are using. They will check in which data center you are, who is the weakest, let's see, people. Of course, they will maybe invite somebody to their lunch. Maybe they will bring a gift or something like that. Even these guys from the Kingston, they are giving away USB sticks for you, even with some keys or something like that. I didn't say they are bad guys, but are you really sure? Okay, if you are Kingston, maybe it's not worst company, but if you are buying cheapest possible USB sticks from whatever local shop, how you can be sure it's not affected? Lately, my router at home was hacked, actually. I don't know what is the, maybe it's a problem still with my wife, but actually my router was hacked, passwords was changed, rules was changed, and it was trying to get to our home NAS system to copy whatever, I don't know what is there. But it was with quite strong password and everything. But later on I discovered actually they hacked my Joomla account in my webpage, personal one. They got some passwords from there. They just try to check all the passwords with my, let's see, router. And of course, one of them was the same. Stupid guy. And of course, they got it. And Joomla and these things like that, they're really, vulnerable in many cases if you are don't care so much. It's my personal web page, whatever. It does nothing, so it's no any sensitive data. Why I should care about some strong password protection there? If you are not using same stuff at your more sensitive. So basic things, what I like to say, you should think. Hackers will always try to find a way. So looking examples about CryptoLocker. I have at least like 20 examples in Riga, which I know actually, and in the different scale. Some guys lost like one folder of their marketing documents. Some guys lost a folder SharePoint server. Biggest case, what guys got encrypted 5 terabytes of data in server. It's okay. Why not? If you are using stupid password rules, if you are not protecting your shares, if everybody has rights to write it down and so on. SharePoint is funny thing because actually you are mapping SharePoint as a drive to your computer, and if this drive has read only writes, and it's fine. But if you have read and write, so yeah, CryptoLocker, or at least something of them can do things. So one of the things actually how to, I will skip it now, American stories actually what's happening, but latest thing what I saw in Riga, it was that quite many customers got emails from Lat Telecom with a statement written in pure Latvian that, dear Mr. Customer, you are owing us 6,000 euros and so on. Please take a look to a bill enclosed. If you will not pay money in like 30 days, we will send this data to authority who will take care about your debts and so on and so on. Okay, so how do you think how much of the guys open it, this kind of bill attached? Who thinks else? More or less, all of them. Exactly. And it's not so hard to fake it. Absolutely. What is bad thing that after that we try to discover how equal they are and how we can identify simply to block that stuff. So of course it was from one and single family of the, let's see, exploit kits. But actually most of these emails, let's see, in the portions was really different. So it's not a single antivirus was able to detect all of them. Idea why is that actually that's nowadays to buy exploit kit is quite cheap. I have a friend in Vilnius who does ethical hacking training actually. So they usually training guys to build the viruses. If you are right security officer, usually you should know how to build your virus. Otherwise you simply can't protect out of that. So usually what they do, so before each training is buying new exploit kit from the web. Actually, I have this address in my bookmarks as well. So cheapest exploit kit to build your own viruses in a couple hours costs something from 50 euros. For Internet Explorer 7 or something like that, quite old stuff. If you like to have something more new, sophisticated, you can pay something like 2,000 or 3,000 euros. If you're going to hack something like Unix or Solaris or something like that, it can cost you like 200,000 euros. But you can buy everything. And when you have an exploit kit, actually you don't need so much development skills. You're simply putting what this virus should be done. It brings to you all SDK and description on how to and video recorded guides how to do your own viruses. And usually in the lab in 2 or 3 hours, averagely skilled guys like me, you can do your own virus. So we do have data from the checkpoint appliances across the world because if customers along, we're sending data about, let's see, it is malware who is trying to get in the customer's data. So usually every day we do have more or less about 5 million breaches we're trying to get. And something like, I can remember something about 100,000 new viruses, let's call it, or let's see some modifications of the virus. Every single virus or nowadays or malware trying actually to be polymorphic. They're not trying to do same things. They're not trying to use same file names. Even engine who is actually, let's say, injecting virus in the system can modify herself. So what we can do actually, looking from that perspective, it's no chance actually how to solve it because any single antivirus guy, they can protect when know actually what it is and how it's trying to, let's see, hack you. If not, there is a huge challenge how to deal with this. So I'm just keeping slides about CryptoLocker, but everybody know what is that? Can you show me the hands? How many of you knows CryptoLocker and what it does? Okay. So more or less. Simple thing, you are getting a malware installed, this encrypts your files, older versions. Nowadays they are encrypting your hard drive, even on the block level. And after that you're just simply getting a message that, okay, dear customer, now you owe us like 2 bitcoins or 600 British pounds or whatever. And if you will pay this money, you will get your files back. Quite simple. And this encrypted quite heavily and keys are stored in remote control server, and actually you can do nothing. If somebody can remember times when the web was quite popular antivirus. Actually, it's become popular after some viruses was encrypting your hard drives. Only good thing that in these times was that encryption was quite weak, and actually with quite powerful computer, you was able to decrypt your drive in a couple hours if you got right antivirus. Nowadays, data from the past, let's see, past presentation that you need something like 40 billion years to decrypt, let's see, disk if it's encrypted by right version of the cryptolog. So that's the thing, and actually simply can solve that. So what is the what's actually happening? Idea is that nowadays more like 50% all the malware are polymorphic, or we call it unknown or zero-day malwares. Actually, if your friend got a malware 2 days ago, most probably you will get same looking email, but it will be another malware created just by simply another student or whatever. Looking to the numbers, you should understand these guys are doing it not for fun. Usually, let's see, they are getting huge amount of money out of this. Just in 2 months of CryptoLocker, when it was launched, actually in 2 months they earned something like 27 million US dollars. And okay. Looking to the guys who is a bit more serious, who knows who is the most wanted FBI hacker across the world? Somebody knows? Just come back to home, type it into Google, and you will find data. But FBI actually offering 4 million bounty for this guy if you will provide any data. So simply check your friends list in the Facebook. Maybe you have him. But idea actually what these guys are doing and why so many years actually still wanted and don't catch, because this guy is actually running huge organization with something like 20 or 30,000 people who is actually stealing money and hacking constantly and creating new tools. It's a huge corporation. Of course, it's illegal, but it's a huge corporation who is earning huge amount of money, who is paying salaries, who are paying bonuses, who is motivating hackers to be more productive and bring more money to the corporation. It really works, believe me. And it's simple. You don't need to think that you are not interested. You are. Of course. And if they will decide that your bank or whatever or something is interested, they always try to get something out of you. So unknown stuff actually is growing quite heavily. Okay, I just should skip a couple slides. So yeah, polymorphic as well, packaging, and as well CryptoLocker does. Regarding antiviruses, I covered it a bit. That's yeah, not so much stuff we can do if we are meeting with something unknown and so on. But what is first step actually? What you can do? At first, if you are using some reasonable firewall, not necessarily just from the checkpoint, but let's say sophisticated firewalls can protect, cut down communication with command and control centers. So behavior, how they actually contacting to the command and control centers, because malware itself, it's like a bee without in general. They do nothing. They should get commands what to do. Usually, if you are cutting down this communication with command and control, actually these guys can do so much. Only wrong thing that nowadays these new bot viruses, they are encrypting own communication with command and control by the SSL and so on. So it's not that easy to understand actually what is happening. But at least you should see how it works, and you should actually try to block it if it's possible. Usually we offer free or partially free service, which I call security checkup. Actually, it works really simply. Let's say from the customer side, we are just bringing one box, connecting to the mirror port in your, let's see, in mirror port after your firewall, leaving it for 2 or 3 weeks, and after that we're just showing you the report actually what is happening. in 99 of the percent of that stuff, when we are doing these checkups, actually we found something. Bot viruses is absolutely usual stuff. Torrents, let's see, viruses, it's absolutely usual stuff. Viruses spread by the Skype is quite usual thing. Some things like, I call it open data, or let's see, credit card data sent out in encrypted emails by your employers is quite common thing as well. So quite a many things that we usually can discover, and at least it gives you some visibility what happens in your network even right now. So if you have quite sized organization, and even if you believe that everything is okay in your organization, I really encourage you to try to contact, let's say, iPro guys and discuss how we can make this security checkup for you. It's more or less automated thing. You don't need to do so much. And without your permission, we are not sharing data with anybody. Once upon a time in Lithuania, actually, we discovered after security checkup that one of the notebooks, some nice new, brand new MacBook, is working as a web server. Checked what is the address, actually was dynamic DNS and so on. We discovered that actually serving as a part of porno site, just ghosting some images. Worst thing, that porno site actually was with kids pornography, which is absolutely illegal in all the countries across the world. And even more worst thing was that it was computer of the general manager. Okay, so first thing actually what to do, because if you are a partner and you have contract with a company, you kind of protecting them, and after security checkup, you see discovering that these things are happening. As customer was quite well known in the market, of course, data leakage about that can be really serious, issue with public relations and so on. So how they affected, of course, we discovered it later on that this guy was bringing own notebook to home time to time, and his 14-year kid was time to time playing with it and install a torrent client, was downloading some movies and so on, and of course got something nice. And the Mac version was never updated, let's see, in last couple of years and so on. But first question, actually, what to do? You can't simply go to general manager and say, okay, guys, now your computer is serving as a kids pornography. Do you know something about that? Would you like to do that longer? So issue, actually, what we got, and the idea or lesson what you actually can check, who is responsible for solving this kind of stuff. Because most important thing that IT manager most probably will say no, I will not go there to discuss this issue. Security guys, maybe, but actually it took like few days to decide how we announce it and how we will solve that. We was even thinking maybe simply don't say nothing, try to steal this computer and something like that, and imitate that something went wrong, and so on and so on. But of course, finally everything went fine. We cleaned it and so on. But I can say that even if you know how it's happening, even if you know what to do, it's not always that easy. So regarding botnet stuff. So newest things what you're discovering is quite new, just popped up somewhere in February, that newest version of malwares, they even don't use any kind of command and control solvers. One of the examples was, somebody maybe heard about this accident when uranium centrifuges was broken down by the viruses. Somebody read that story. It's quite long, I don't have a time to tell, but actually the hackers managed to, let's see, power down and actually break some centrifuges who is producing uranium. It was in Korea, and actually this stuff wasn't anyhow connected to any network. So this is a long story to explain how it was made, but the idea that is even possible. And nowadays botnet networks, or let's see, malware actually can work even without a command and control. So one simple thing actually how you can, and actually what you should do, at least you should try to protect your perimeter, because 95% of the stuff still comes out from the internet. So this thing in general is called sandboxing. How many of you knows what is the sandboxing stuff? Okay, it's not that bad. So about half of stat. So Checkpoint is doing that for a few years. So idea is quite simple. We are connecting extra box to your network, which actually can communicate with a firewall, can communicate with your mail system, can be with some agents to the exchange. And what we are doing, we're trying to discover every file who is going in. It doesn't matter SSL or whatever, any way. And if it goes by the mail, we're simply detaching all the attachments from the emails. And every file, if it's unknown, let's see, by our cloud, we are putting in the virtual machine in the appliance. What happens else? Usually you are putting file in the virtual machine, you are opening windows, you are closing file, you're imitating some real life work of the customer, and so on. And most important thing, we have clock running really fast. So we're more or less like 2 minutes. We can pass 2 weeks. And all the time, let's see, some agent sits in the virtual machine and trying to check, is it something strange happening? Any unpredicted communication to the internet, any tryings to write down to the hard disk, any suspicious activities, and so on. It's quite easy if you have virtual machine prepared, you know what is normal behavior. Everything what is outside normal behavior is suspicious. And after that, of course, we can give customer a verdict. Okay, if it's in 2 weeks, this opened file did nothing. So it simply means that most probably it's safe. If it's wrong, of course, we don't let customer to open this file. But of course, 2 minutes is really huge amount of time for the customer. So usually don't let customer wait. We are, if it's possible, converting file to the PDF. Let's say if user receiving Word file, we are simply converting it to the non-executable PDF, and user sees, okay, I got the email, there is some agreement or something like that attached, I can review it. And in 2 minutes, if I still need original file in the Word document, I'm just pressing the link, and when I'm downloading file, let's see, from the appliance. Of course, if it's safe. Same thing goes with downloads. If users are downloading a file, after download, we are putting it in the sandbox environment. User sees in the browser that your file is downloaded. Now we are sandboxing it. Now we are executing, if needed, cleaning, converting, and give it back to the customer. So it's not any kind of antivirus. It's a simple thing how you can check every single file which might be a malware. Of course, there is quite a lot of limitations. If files are really big ones, I don't know, somebody is downloading new navigation system like ISO file for 5 gigs. It's your choice. You can block it at all. You can show the message that unfortunately it's not allowed. Please contact your IT guys. They will download it for you. If you need to install torrent file, please contact another team. And so on. Yeah, 2 minutes. Good. So latest thing, what is possible, even next step, because we can, with a sandbox environment, let's see, we can protect just a perimeter. Next big thing is some blast agents, which you can install directly into your PCs, like laptops and so on. In this case, actually, this agents does the same, but when we can see everything what happens with computer. I mean, USB files, external USB sticks, external hard drives, any kind of communication what you are using outside organization. I mean, open Wi-Fi in the airport or something like that. In this case, everything, let's say, same thing happens with every file that you are trying to put into your PC. And next step, let's see, if you have protected perimeter, you have desktops and notebook protected. Next big thing is a protection of your mobile devices. Because just to give you understanding, usually one of the 3 mobile devices which we are checking in the Baltics usually are affected by some kind of the malware. So 30% actually is already affected by the malware nowadays. It's quite easy. So if you have everything done, like perimeter, when desktops, network, and mobile protection, you can be more or less safe. But of course, if guys will use some kind of social engineering and will hack passwords directly from the brain of your secretary or something like that, nobody will help. So that's the story. Sorry for short period. I can't bring you anymore. Idea is really simple. I will be here. iPro is here, and if you have any idea to see how automatic tools are working, please contact us. And as well, if needed, you can always get my contacts and check what we can do. Okay, thank you.